Right, let's get straight into today's video where we're fishing this against this. There we go, the rods are fishing, both on exactly the same spot. I've wrapped those up and I've put a bit of bait out on the area as well, just to hopefully create a bit of a feeding activity, all fished at the same range. But let's get into it, what we're here for, to talk about these. Who can remember fishing with these? I can, but I can't remember how long ago it was. So if you fished with these before, hit that like button. Let's have a count up. Who remembers the old school method? Some of you may even remember a method even older than that, but for me, I can't even think, 15 years ago maybe, this was what we started with, and it was used to mould a big coconut ball round it. We'll go more into that later, and yeah, thinking about it now, not quite sure how it was so effective. We used to catch loads of fish, but fast forward to today, this is where we sit with the method feeder fishing as we can. This is the latest Korum Flat feeder, the new method feeder. So first of all, you guarantee it's going to land flat. That's a big thing that we never knew with this, where you put your bait. It was just luck if your feeder or your bait was trapped underneath your feeder, but at least with a flatbed they land flat. You've got the ribs all around the side to keep the bait in, but enough area for the water to attack for the bait to come out. So you would like to think that over the years we have got better at development and understanding how feeders work. So let's see if we can prove it in today's video. Well, there we go, first bite of the session. It's taken a little while to find the bait, and it looks like we're going to start with a bream. Hopefully the carp may push them out, but there's a mixed head in here, plenty of carp, plenty of bream, so hopefully a few bites, and a good way of testing if the method feeder of today is any better than it was all those years ago. I'm hoping that it will be, but yeah, nice bream coming in, first fish of the day. Let's have a look. There we go. And there we go. 1-0 to the flatbed feeders. I think I know what I'm like, so I'm going to keep a record in my phone. That's 1-0. You can tell he's got his spawning cubics on it. It's that time of year. And I think we might have a bream on the other one. So let's get this one slipped back. And it's gone a bit quiet, maybe not, but yeah, there we go, 1-0. So while we're at the water, we'll just quickly show you a little bit more about the feeder we caught on. So the first fish come on the flatbed, and this is pretty much how my method feeder is now, like I said. So I'm fishing it as I would. So a short fluorocarbon hook link, size 12 hook. Then normally for me now, it's either a little banded pellet, which I've got on there, I've got a little white one, or a little mini boilie. I may switch that up throughout the day. And one of the best things about these now, if you're not used to method feeder fishing, they come with a mould. I'm sure most of you are, but if you haven't seen it, it's so easy to load it and you can't get it wrong and it can't tangle. So bait wise, we've just got some soaked up micro pellets. That again is different to what we used to. We'll go on to the other feeder in a moment so you can see the differences and how things have changed. But you literally squeeze in there as hard as you can, push the bottom, and you come out with that. Nothing can go wrong. It can't tangle, it lands that way every time, it casts nicely. So all of these changes throughout the years, I feel that we're now sort of finally at a stage where, can it be improved? I don't know. Let's see what gets developed over the next few years. But for me, it's been pretty effective for years now, this style of feeder. So let's get this one back out there, see what happens, give it 5 or 10 minutes, perhaps recast the other one, put a bit of bait out, and we'll see what the next fish is. Coconut's making a comeback. It does still catch fish. I mean, it used to catch loads of them, but yeah, firing out that big coconut of bait, which we'll show you after this of why it has that coconut name, and you can see why it caught fish, but perhaps we'll find it better, but it still works. Here he comes, that feeder, the equaliser. There we go. It's official 1-1, and I am sitting there watching literally hundreds of carp swimming around near the surface. It's a really warm day, so it's going to be a bit of a battle, I think, to push them down. But let's hope, if we slip this one back, we'll talk you through this style of the method feeder, we'll get some more bait out there, and hopefully, whoa, that was close. Hopefully, good release shot. Hopefully we can push them down with some bait and catch something a little bit bigger. Look.
The joy of free.
Now I'm freshly covered in bream slime, let's have a look at the second option, the framed feeder. Like I said, the one that we used to use, and I'm fishing it pretty much how I used to. A short braided hook link, the feeder runs on the main line just free running, and then a single grain of plastic corn. That is what my method feeder used to look like when I first started using this method. And what you used to have to do, and what I did do, is here we've got the bait. So I used to scald my pellet. So last night I put boiling water over these just to pellet level, and then you just got like a squeezed on mix that you can squeeze around the feeder. And this is where we get the name the coconut from, because it is literally like casting out a coconut. It's not very aerodynamic, it doesn't cast very well, but what I used to do is exactly what I'm doing here, and just mould it pretty much as tight as I can. And in there as well, you probably see a few grains of corn. That was always a real winner. We thought that was cutting edge back in the day, to put some corn in it. So there's like your coconut ball. And then what I would do is I would fold that hook link back and just push just the hook, not the point, but just the eye of the hook into the ball, so that's sat there. But you can see there's no way of deciding how that feeder is going to fall. So if it falls like that, your bait is covered. Back then, didn't really think about it, and that's where you used to get a lot of knocks and that before you get the bite. Perhaps it was because they couldn't get to that bit of corn sitting there, but that was it. That was it, and that was at the time when it came out absolutely deadly. So let's go and have a laugh at me casting this out, because they don't fly very well. We'll get it back out there, a bit more bait, see if we can push them carp down, see what's next. Let's get this out there. It's a bit pot luck how it goes. They fly all over the place, but hopefully we can get it reasonably. No, rubbish. I think probably we didn't used to fish so accurate, and we just would make that ball and leave it as it was, and didn't really think about being ultra accurate with distance 6 and trying to build a spot. It was just put that out there, wait for a fish to find it, and they normally would, but let's try and do that again.
Take two.
So long, 2 spoms of bait. Chris was just filming the spoms skipping in, bit of B-roll action. You never guess which one's gone. The coconut has taken the lead. I can't quite believe it. Another bream it feels like though, so I'm just going to get on this staging and slip him back with not much hassle. See you later, buddy. Better update that phone because we've got 2 to add. too. We are away again, fish number 7, and this makes it 5-2 to the flatbeds. And I need to be honest, they're all bream. There's so many carp on the top, I think we're gonna have to have a little change up. So as far as the method versus coconut going, or flatbed versus coconut goes, I'm gonna call it there and say conclusively that the new style of method feeder fishing is better. But before we head off, I can't resist, got some zig gear in the car, seeing if we can switch it up and catch a carp. Right, let's see if we can get a carp. That was good fun, but the angler has got me and I can just see so many fish and I want to see if we can catch a couple of carp. So I'm going real simple. I said I got some zig stuff with me, so that is what's going to go out there. Basically, if you don't know what a zig is, it's a bait suspended off a lead. So there's my lead clip set up, and then 8 foot away I've got a piece of foam, and that's just going to pop up off the lead and hopefully fish somewhere around where these fish are. This is where it gets really cool. I love this style of fishing. You can spot over zigs with slop, and in there I've got some sinking pellets, some floating pellets, and a cloudy ground bait. So it's going to make a real cloud of attraction, some on the top, some falling through. Hopefully as them carp are swimming in around that, they're going to find that bit of foam and we're going to have a couple to finish on. That is the plan anyway. There's certainly enough fish out there for it. Let's put it into action and see if we can catch one.
Shows the importance of fishing the right method in the right conditions on the right day.
2 bombs, zigs out, and we are playing a carp. It is honestly, this method, when it's like this, and there's a lot of carp on the surface, is absolutely devastating. And I promise you now, here is my promise to you, we will do a video on it. We'll do a full video about spotting over zigs, because it is just so good. If you're not doing it or you haven't done it, it's such a good way of fishing, because you literally see the fish in the area and they're taking off the top and they're in amongst that cloud. It's just a mental feeding reaction. And this one is pulling back nicely. So yeah, glad we switched. We done what we came to do earlier. We confirmed that the flatbeds are the way forward, and now I'm going to catch a couple of carp. That's made me happy. There we go. As Chris said, that is the proof you need that the right method on the right day is so important. Yes, we didn't come out to catch them that way. We knew as soon as we got here it would be the way to catch them, but we had a video to make. We've done that like we said. Now it's just about a few fish. Chuffed with that. Thank you, buddy.
Just like that.
Easy. It's all about the method. It always is. Sometimes filming makes it harder. And there we go, fish number 2. I have attracted every duck in the lake though, I'm not gonna lie. I perhaps put a couple of too many floaters in that sloppy spot mix. So lesson learned, when we come back and do the spotting over zigs, less floaters in your mix. But I am going to be honest, you could stand here and smash them on this method today. There's loads of fish out there, it's perfect for it. But we've had a couple of long days, we've caught a couple, well, get this in, we've caught a couple of carp, and more importantly, we've done the video that we came to earlier. So I'm not going to smash them up today. We're going to give the carp a rest. Not that they normally need a rest from me, because they're normally outsmarting me. But yeah, it's just, today is not the day that we planned. We probably didn't bring enough bait to do this for very long. So I'm going to get this one in. We'll have one last one to show you, and then we're going to head off home. I could not see anything then. There we go. It's not as big as the first one, but they're all welcome. And there is our ending. A lovely day's fishing. We've learnt 2 things today. First of all, gladly, we have evolved the method feeder as anglers to a better version of what it first was. That's the first thing we've learnt. And second thing we've learnt is make sure you're fishing the right method for the day that you are given. So there you go, 2 lessons we've learned today. It's been good fun. A couple of carp to finish on, a few bream before that, and that is my fishing fix done and dusted. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. It's been good fun for me fishing it. Obviously, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll see you again on the next one. Hey, here's lively.